Hi everybody, Dan Illman here with Top 10 Tuesday time on DRFTV. This week we'll count down the leading contenders in the 3-year-old male division. Lots of movement on the list due to the exciting Kentucky Derby prep races from coast to coast last weekend. Let's get at it, beginning with the number 10 Donegal, who drops down a couple of notches on this list. We're going to watch his victory in the Grade 2 Remsen to close out his 2-year-old campaign, going a demanding mile and an eighth, and Donegal very game to beat Zanen in this race. Now, he was the beaten favorite in the Holy Bull in his seasonal debut. I thought he did enough good things in that race to keep him on the list, and I think we should expect better. He paired up his Beyer top with a 90 in the Holy Bull. That often indicates future improvement. I think he was compromised by the way the race was run. The expected pace setter simplification didn't break very well. Donegal might have had to overcome a little bit more from a pace scenario with a short stretch at a mile and a 16th over a track that sometimes favors speed. I'm expecting better from Donegal next time out. Interesting to see where Pletcher places him. Number 9 is Zanen. We saw Donegal defeat Zanen in the Remsen, but it was a really good effort for the Chad Brown-trained son of Nyquist, upstart, who won his career debut going 6 furlongs, and then his second start was the Remsen, stretching out from 6 to a mile and an eighth. That was a really good performance. 90 Beyer speed figure, breezing at Payson for his 3-year-old debut, expected to come at the fairgrounds. Number 8 is Slow Down Andy, who received a big form upgrade over this weekend. Let's watch Slow Down Andy's last race. His final start as a 2-year-old. This is the Grade 2 Los Alamitos Futurity at a mile and a 16th. The horse to his inside is Messier, the big favorite in this race. Slow Down Andy, for a brief second, it looks like Messier is going to come back on him on the rail. Slow Down Andy parries the thrust of Messier, goes on to win with an 85 Beyer speed figure. Messier exploded to win his seasonal debut last weekend. We'll get to him in a little bit. Slow Down Andy, trained by Doug O'Neill, looks like he's heading for the fairgrounds route as well. Number 7 is New Grange. 3 for 3 for trainer Bob Baffert. As a Baffert trainee, right now not eligible for the Kentucky Derby, but he's won 2 graded stakes races this year around 2 turns, including this race, the Southwest, 89 Beyer speed figure, and this race wasn't as easy as the Sham. The Sham, a race 2 starts back on New Year's Day, he just went right to the front, controlled easy fractions, and sprinted home. In this race, he was placed off of the pace for the first time in his career, had a lot of work to do, and he showed some guts and determination to win. New Grange is a horse that it appears has a lot of talent. He is by violence. We'll see if he could take the next step from a distance standpoint down the road. Smile Happy is number 6. Let's watch Smile Happy's debut at Keeneland last year. Now, this one is a son of champion sprinter Run Happy. He debuted at a mile and a 16th for Kenny McPeak in this race, and this was a very nice performance, just blowing by these horses to win. And in his second lifetime start, he won the Grade 2 Kentucky Jockey Club at Churchill Downs with a 90 Beyer speed figure. The third place finisher of that race, Abario, we'll get to in a minute. Smile Happy is 2 for 2, competitive Beyers, working well, and it looks like we might see him at the fairgrounds in the upcoming weeks. Up next is Abario at number 5. He exploded onto the scene with this victory in the Holy Bull, 97 Beyer speed figure, one of the fastest races of his generation, and he had some things go his way. Simplification didn't break very well. That put Abario in a great position, sitting second off a long shot pace setter, assumed command turning for home, took advantage of the short stretch. I need to see it again from Abario, but boy, that figure looks legit, and he looks like a horse that's coming into his own at the right time. You really have to respect his tactical speed. Safi Joseph trains. We'll see him in the Florida Derby. Now we get into the dicey portion, the top 4. Numbers 4 and 3 on our list were the 2 best 2-year-olds of 2021. They are behind the curve as it pertains for preparation for the Kentucky Derby in more ways than one. Let's start with Jack Christopher, number 4, seen here winning the Grade 1 Champagne in his second lifetime start. 102 Beyer speed figure for the Chad Brown-trained son of Munnings. He was going to be the favorite, if not the close second choice in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. He was injured before the race. He hasn't worked since. It does not look like he's going to make the Derby unless he gets back into training mode soon. Up next, similar situation. That's Corniche, number 3 on this list. He'll likely be voted champion 2-year-old of 2021 later this week, based on his 3-race win streak last year, culminating in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, the race we're looking at right now. He wasn't headed in any of those races, and the Breeders' Cup Juvenile was a dominant performance. But A, he's behind schedule. He isn't even back in the Baffert barn yet. And B, trained by Baffert, he's not even eligible for the Kentucky Derby right now. So wait and see for the number 3, Corniche. Number Number 2 is Rattle and Roll, and maybe this deserves a little bit of discussion. Please send your comments to YouTube or me at Twitter. All comments are, of course, considered and greatly appreciated. Let's watch Rattle and Roll's win in the Breeders' Futurity. His final start as a 2-year-old, only an 81 Beyer speed figure for this son of Connect, but I really liked the way he did it. He handled the 2 turns nicely. He made a very smooth move on the turn. He just seems like a horse that has gears and is really handling longer distance racing for Kenny McPeak. He's now back on the work tab at Gulfstream Park. No race picked out for Rattle and Roll just yet, but I think there's a lot of upside potential here. And number 1 on the list, he just exploded. Watch Messier's performance in the Robert B. Lewis. Both of his losses have come at Los Alamitos. Maybe he doesn't like that track. His other races, his wins have been stellar. This, no exception. John Velasquez took the bull by the horns, took the lead from the rail from the start. 103 Beyer speed figure. He wins by a country mile by 15 lengths. He's by Belmont Stakes winner Empire Maker. Distance isn't going to be a problem. The problem for you Kentucky Derby fans is Messier right now is trained by Bob Baffert, which means he is not eligible for the Kentucky Derby. But Messier, the new number 1 on Top 10 Tuesdays on DRF TV.